That experience also speaks about leadership, right? To a certain extent, because here you're in this situation and you're a leader, right, in it. And then you get out of that situation and then you start your own business. What did that teach you about just leadership, and how did it inform the decisions that you made about how you treat people in your business? Because I would imagine that prior to that experience, you were not thinking much about it. Not that you were even trying to mistreat people, but it was not something you were thinking about. But post that experience, it must have shifted something from you.
It did. It did. I think a couple of things that I can say now is that that young person realized then that respect and integrity is everything. Trust. That today you are trusted because you say you're something, yes, and people find out that you're not. It's gone in a second, yeah, right? And so what you've built has to be built on a bedrock of a foundation of absolute transparency and trust. I also think that from a leadership perspective, whilst I didn't realize that I was leading at that moment, there was something around backing yourself. And leadership a lot of the times is very lonely. It's a very lonely journey being a leader in whatever organization, whether it's your own or someone else's. And it doesn't matter if you're at the top of the organization or not. The function of leading is one that we learn about a lot, but it is in the testing, it is in the doing, yes, really, that we actually implement and we learn. And so if I think of your question, I think a lot of things were learned and a lot of things were captured for myself at that, yes, moment. It was about saying, Ipeleng, if you're going to do something, you're going to have to back yourself. Mm-hmm. If you're going to have to employ people, and remember at that stage, I'm self-employed, I'm alone.
You're alone, yeah.
Okay, so there's no one else in this hustle with me. It definitely affirmed the whole context around, how people actually just need to be respected, and how we need to be able to provide an environment that is actually fundamentally growth-oriented.
Yeah.
Because if it had been for me, I wouldn't have left that organization.
Yeah.
If it had been, I wouldn't have come across those challenges. And so I think the trust elements, the facts around saying, I can't take for granted a housekeeper and a gardener. Yes. If at anything, at the very least, what should have been done was to sit those individuals down, to make them understand what their potential role is, and to create transparency in that moment, even for myself.
Yeah.
And that was a lost opportunity.
And empower them.
And empower.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, you look at that whole
Absolutely.
situation and you go, it's unfortunate,
yeah,
that there were just like names on a like the at CIPC, whereas
absolutely,
it could have really been such an opportunity to just empower them,
absolutely,
give them proper shares and pay them proper, for that, and get them out of being a domestic worker and a gardener.
You get what I'm saying? So there were multiple lessons that came out of that, that I could only really learn properly when I now was running a company with other people. Because now you start employing people, then you think, wow, sure, I'm in the control position, or I'm in the authoritative position of actually employing someone.
Yes.
What does that mean? There's got to be trust there. That person needs to know what they're here to do. They need to feel respected, and they need to be given an environment where they can thrive, for the business to thrive.
Yeah.
Yeah.